welcome to Friday night's episode of the Blitz Pickup. We have a few things that we want to talk about. One of them is who's to blame for the Miami Dolphins culture or lack thereof. And has Mike McDaniel's offense been figured out? There were some comments made by someone that we'll touch base on. And without anything else that I have to say, we'll bring up the guys.
Jess, I just want to correct you early.
What
We might have a few things we're gonna talk about.
Well, we might. I don't know if we'll get there because sometimes we get into like side combos and we might not get there or not. I don't know.
Cause this first one, I don't know if we're gonna get through this first one because Louis been saying some foolishness early, but I'm not even gonna start early. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get on. Lou, what's good?
Hey, you know what? It feels so good to be back.
Hey.
At the crib, what's good? I'm back, baby. What's good,
Hey,
y'all?
yo,
What's good?
my boy came back. You hear me? Got on camera for this. All right, say less. He came with his fighting shoes on today. I hope so, y'all. G said chest. What's good, Lou? Welcome back home, man.
Ain't nothing, man. Chilling, man. What's good?
Hey, man, ain't nothing like doing a show at the crib instead on the road. But I already know how it is. You got to figure out a way to make it happen. So I already feel your pain, my boy.
It's a fact.
They say Cuban Link Lewis home.
You already know, man. What's good?
We back. Man. Hey, listen. Shout out to Lou, man. Shout out to Jess. But shout out to Lou. I'm just going to get the niceness out early. Because, it's about to go down today, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So...
Well, real quick, right? Now, Jess.
Here you go. Asking for help already.
What happened?
I can't help but notice something, right?
What do you notice?
All I'm saying is, Jess, I need a little clarification because you look a little bright today. I'm just gonna say that.
Do I look a little bright today?
Shirt. Now, can you tell everybody what that shirt says?
It says, "Can you elaborate on that?" So it might be your favorite saying, so I wanted to bring it out today.
So this is the prop you were talking about on Wednesday.
Yeah, this is the prop that I was talking about.
It's kind of like an orange jersey, Luke. It's kind of like the orange jersey for the Dolphins.
Listen, I definitely appreciate "Can you elaborate" T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You ready? Are you ready? Go ahead, Jeff. Let's go, man. We ready.
All right. So let's talk about this culture or lack thereof that kind of is around here, right? So Lou, this lack of culture has been, like this for a long time, right? It's been a big topic of this franchise since before Mike McDaniel got here, but let's talk about it primarily since Mike McDaniel has gotten here. Who are you blaming for the culture?
Oh, here we go. There you go.
You sure you want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
Hey, this is gonna be like a Mike Tyson old school fight. First round exit. This ain't gonna be long. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about, man? It's these damn players. It's been the players. Everything I've been told y'all, and I don't care. I know there's other topics. I don't even know if we'll get to them. But everybody that says Mike McDaniel is here to blame for the culture, right? They're wrong. Point blank period. They're wrong. Now, if your argument is he's expanded on the culture, he's given it let's say the power to grow, okay, cool. But establishing the culture, no. I'm here to dead that right now. Because when Brian Flores was here, he established the culture. Now, I'll tell you a couple guys that I believe that I have deemed soft. I know a couple of them. Tony has agreed that they might not be. And I'm talking about from the mental side, right? Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa was in the building before Mike McDaniel got here.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips was in the building before Mike McDaniel got here. Them players were soft then. They're soft now. We're talking about now, again, the culture in Miami. Culture gets created, right, Tone and Jess? Y'all would agree so far?
Yes, culture do get created.
The players created that culture. Now, Tone, is crazy because me and you have always had the standpoint. I thought you were right in line with me. Coaches don't create cultures. That's players, correct?
That's correct. I'll give you that.
What we talking about?
We-
Mike McDaniel didn't create the culture. This man came out and told you. Now, Tone, on Wednesday's show, I told you. Did you hear what Bradley Chubb said? You said, nah. Everybody, oh, no. Nah.
Yeah, right.
We went back and listened to it. The man
we got
said,
a poll in the chat, by the way, so y'all check that out.
Bet.
Everybody, go check the poll out.
The man said on the podium, right? The players, we dipped our toes in the culture. That I don't know what CCR is talking about. That's a cool story if he's talking about me. I'm here to. I'm telling you, I'm kicking ass and taking names tonight. That's what I'm doing. The fact remains. Bradley Chubb said we dipped our toes in the water. Oh my God, he said they lied. Those are his words, not mine. I ain't making this shit up. That's what that man said. The very next day, Mike McDaniel set his motherfucking ass on the podium. I get hot. My bad.
Hey, listen, man. This it's going up today. Go ahead.
Mike McDaniel said, and I quote, "I wish these players would have told me. I didn't know nothing about it."
Yeah, he did.
Now let me ask you a question, and it's the same question. I know you heard me pose it in the Twitter space earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If Mike McDaniel, we all deem if he looks a little, let's say, soft on the softer side, right? Just the appearance, and we've all said he don't like conflict, this, that, and the third. And he said those players didn't tell him they were lying. Let me ask you this, Tom. If they won't tell someone that's soft, you think they're going to tell someone that's hard?
No, for sure.
You think they're going to go to Jordan Brooks and say anything if Jordan Brooks is trying to say? They ain't going to say nothing. Right? They just go, but you know what they are going to do? They're going to go cry about it to somebody else. Like they always do. They're going to run up to Daddy Ross. They're going to run up to Chris Greer. They're going to, whoever they're running up to. Right? And they're going to cry about it. I'm sorry, bro. In my opinion, the players create the culture. Mike McDaniel maybe expanded on it, gave them a free leash. Cool. Y'all got that argument. I'm not here to debate that. Y'all won. But the creator of this culture, nah, bro. It's been the players. It's always been the players. Take off, Tone.
Well, see, I know you automatically assumed we was going to disagree on, or I guess you thought I was going to back off from my initial stance. I always agreed on the fact that, yes, the players are the ones that create the culture. They have to create the culture, right? We're going to agree with that 100%. You know, the difference is what, and we're going to get a little bit more into it a little later. What me and you separate is how you divide the blame, right? Because he can't create the culture, but he can hinder it. He can hold it back. He can prevent it from even changing because he is the head coach. So he do deserve blame for it, right? So let's get that out the way from the get-go. You brought up the Brian Flores era, right? I'm sorry. Brian Flores was trying his hardest to change the culture, right? These players weren't soft under him. These players they probably wanted the dogs, right? Well, let me not say soft because I'm gonna change. I won't say that because when he went out in the fight, I didn't like the fact that there was no one out there to fight with him. They was holding him back, right? They were just holding him back. But you know what? You know what Mike McDaniel understood, and this is what me and you. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go straight into it. Forget it. I will go hold it. No. Let me go straight into it. You said something today. I think it was G, right? Asked you, and he came up there. He blamed Tua. He was like, man, Tua is the main reason. He's the reason this culture changed and this and that. You were like, well, what Bradley Chubb said, it was the players lied. You can't put all that on Tua. I'm sorry. That's a little bit hypocritical coming from you, my brother.
How's that?
I'm going to tell you right now. Because you are the main proponent of saying everything what's wrong with this team is going to always come back to who? Tua. So, hold on. So the main reason, right? And I say, if you change Tua, I don't care. You can change Tua and keep majority of these people on the team, and this culture would change immediately. It would. You know why? Because the quarterback, right? If your quarterback dictate the culture, everyone falls suit, right? Now you have the anomalies where you have the Ray Lewis and the Terrells, you know, on the defensive side, you get what I'm saying? But they still didn't have quarterbacks that were pushovers. You understand? They still didn't have quarterbacks that would get in their way of tough nose, fighting, being just rugged the whole time. So I was gonna say a little bit, but I was extremely disappointed to hear you basically cut people out for blaming Tua and giving him the blood. Like at the end of the day, if you change the quarterback and the mindset, the rest of the team, they have no choice but to follow suit. They do. They don't. So I'm not blaming A-Chan because what A-Chan did. I'm not blaming Jordan Brooks because what Jordan Brooks. I'm not blaming Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg. I'm not blaming those type of players. Aaron Brewer, whoever else you want to call. What his name? Javon Hollins. You were talking about Javon Hollins. Yes, he's soft. He was rubbing the ball cat. Cool. I get that. I understand that. That was soft. Jalen Phillips with the tweets, you know, we get on him all the time. You know what I'm saying, about the tweets he put out and the posts he put out on Instagram. Cool. But you know what? And I'm willing to put everything I own on this. If we had a quarterback that was hard, tough-nosed, that didn't take none, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening. Now, it might have happened once, right? And then that would have been his opportunity to show. We don't do that over here. I don't want to see a tweet. I don't want to see a post. I don't want to see a video. I don't need that on my team, because you know what? At that point, right, your quarterback's taking a stance like that, he had the power to get all of them out the building. Hey, coach, you get what I'm saying? I don't want him here with me. He's not representing his culture. I don't need him. You know why? Because that quarterback is the most important position almost in all the sports. You know what I'm saying? In all sports. So, yes, I will put 90% of the blame of this culture, and I'm not just going to say on Tua, on the quarterbacks we had so far in the building. Because if we had these coaches, these quarterbacks that was able to do that, then we had what the dude name is, he was floppy, Adam Gates. Cutler, we had Jay Cutler. Nonchalant, not doing nothing. He really didn't care about football. Okay. This was the quarterback they brought in. You get what I'm saying? Before him, you had the I ain't even gonna go all the way back to field, right? Tannehill, you get what I'm saying? Learning how to play the sport of football. He even have control of the locker room. You get what I'm saying? He didn't know if it was Matt Moore or him going to be the starting quarterback. So most of the players wanted to ride with Matt Moore. You get what I'm saying? So if you look at the trend of the Dolphins and the culture, it's always the instability at quarterback and the lack of leadership at quarterback. So it is. I'm sorry, Lou, but it's the quarterback, dog. You want to talk about 8-10 and all that, but it's the quarterback. Go ahead.
Now you thought, well, I'm gonna tell you like you told me, you thought I was gonna disagree with anything you said, right?
No, but you
none of that.
But
you must have not heard what I told G, right? I told G the majority, right? If you want to say it's Tua, it's Tua. See, the problem is.
But you also said, y'all. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
The problem is when you only mention Tua like G does, and no, because he's not the only problem. See, this is where I'm gonna use your word that you use my word, hypocrisy. This is where the hypocrisy lies. That same person you talking about, G, no disrespect, my man, I rock with him. But Tyreek, right, is doing the same thing. The same thing y'all are complaining about Tua, right? Tyreek gets away with the same things.
Yes, he
all
do.
That privilege that G was talking about, and all that Mike McDaniel coddles him and lets him Tua get away with murder. I agree with all that, 1,000%. Now G don't let Tua get away with that. He holds him accountable. Now Tyreek does the same thing. Comes in late, does what he wants, says what he wants, acts how he wants, says, does whatever. Mike McDaniel gives him them same passes, and G's like, he don't know nothing about it. Nah, bro, nah. Miss me with that, right? What I'm saying is, and how many times have I got to tell y'all people? Y'all can't mess with me when it comes to the most objective fan out here. There is no bias. I call them all out. I say when they play good. I tell you if I think they're soft. I think if I tell you they're bullies. It's always something. Why do you think they call me a flip-flopper? I go the way the Dolphins go. What the Dolphins show me, I'm going to talk about. What they don't show me, I'm not going to make up. I'm not just going to tell you. Again, I told G all day today, all G does is bring up Tua and Mike McDaniel. You know why? You know why G wants Mike McDaniel out of here? You know it. I know it. We all know it. I'm just the one that always will come out and say it. He thinks Mike McDaniel's tied to Tua.
Right.
If Mike McDaniel's gone, guess who else is gone in G's opinion?
Tua.
That's the only reason.
Right, but
that's the only reason.
Yeah, which is not a problem.
Stop.
I mean,
so all I said was, Tone, all I said was, I agree with him. I agree with you. Put it on Tua. You want to give him 90%? Cool. Don't the other 10% though, we got to hear it, right?
you can basically say we got to hear it, but all I'm saying is, you know what? Now let me ask you a couple of questions. You think Tyreek get away with this if we got a Joe Burrow in the building?
How I know that?
Do you?
How I know that?
Now you don't know. Now you don't know. But if I ask you, if we win a Super Bowl if we had Joe Burrow or a chance, you would say yeah, right? You don't know that though. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to answer your question. You brought up Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah.
Now we've heard Jamar Chase after games in the locker room, right? Calling out the head coach and calling out play calls and this. We've heard him say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has that stopped? Real quick. Do you think that's good for the culture if a player is in the locker room and they're calling out the head coach and the way he calls plays? Is that good for the culture?
It depends on what kind of culture you got. Hold on. No. Let me. You said, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing when the players put on the field. Not necessarily because we hold everyone accountable. That's the difference, right? And, right, we already point out what's the biggest video I get. Ray Lewis called his quarterbacks out, his coaches them out on film about them being soft and making them soft. So you do have the ability to call people out when you deem it's necessary, because if it's for the betterment of the team, yes, I'm not opposed to that. Just like I'm not gonna give, you know how everybody was trying to crucify Kelsey from yelling at Andy Reid on the sideline and getting no, guess what? They got a Super Bowl out of that. No one was accepting no mediocrity. No one was accepting less of. They was holding everyone accountable to a certain standard. Yes, it's levels to this, right? So we can't put everything on the same playing field. No, I don't mind that, because Joe Burrow still come out and speak his mind when he think things that need to get done around there. He say what needs to be done.
Joe Burrow hasn't made a peep about how this rookie first round draft pick is not signed yet.
I won't say nothing about that either. I ain't gonna lie when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's money.
Well, hold on.
The players that said themselves. One thing every player know: you do not speak on other players' finances. That's a completely different story. Cool. They gotta leave that to the side. Leave that alone.
Cool. The problem is, we all know what his contract should look like. They're all slotted. They're slotted.
No. Hold on. Go ahead.
Are they not slotted?
Yeah. But that's not the issue with his contract.
What's the issue?
It's the little clauses they trying to put in. The little weird clauses. That's what it is.
You don't think there's clauses in everybody's contract?
Yeah, but the one that it's the first time in history they trying to do this to any player. That was the problem. Do you think there's in Joe Burrow's contract? You think there's clauses? Yeah, but not like his is what I'm telling you.
What clause could it be that it's never happened in history?
Hold on. Listen. I forgot the dude name that he came out on Twitter and he said, let me apologize because I wrongly reported something. Because remember, he was basically clowning the dude's agent, saying he got to be the smartest agent in the world, basically being nonchalant.
What Von Joe saying is the guaranteeing of the injury clause. That's the first time in history.
And on a rookie contract, go look at it. That's why the dude came out. I'm telling you, go look at the clauses that he put in there. He came out and apologized and said, my bad, this has never happened in history. He's doing right for standing on business. Just go back and look at it. Yes, cool. on everything. That's why the dude ain't signed it. That's why he didn't even go back. Anyways, when it comes to money, right there, we understand you leave that alone. Leave that contract negotiation.
Jamar Chase called out the head coach after a game.
Okay.
That's not no money.
Right.
You moved off that. No, hold on. You skated off that too. You skated off that too when I brought up Jamar
I didn't skate off that.
What you mean?
I didn't skate off that.
You said, what did Tone? He's calling out the head coach. I'm asking you.
And I said, you asked me, was there something wrong with that?
Is a player calling out a coach after the game, putting on for the culture that the coach is trying to establish in the building?
And my response with you to it was, it depends on the team. Remember, I said they hold everyone accountable. If it's the players that's putting on the field, if they feel like their coach is doing something wrong and it's for the betterment of the team, I don't have a problem with that. See, this is the difference. See, when you say a culture, and this is what I say, you think a culture is just supposed to be one way and one way only. No, it's not like that. Whatever is necessary to get the job done, I think nothing is off the table.
Cool.
You just can't be a dude to come out and complain. Hold on. Can't come out and complain, and then you go on the field and you not putting out. No,
Cool.
bro. You get what I'm saying?
Cool. All right, cool.
Anybody, anyone. Don't come out and complain and you're not out there doing your job. Come on,
bet.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Does Jalen Ramsey have a name to him?
A name based on prior? Yes, prior.
Right. So I know now you're gonna say he didn't put up. Now we've had multiple.
Go ahead.
I agree. He didn't put on in Miami. What I'm saying is, wasn't he pushing back on Vic Fangio?
I believe some they came out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was Javon Holland not putting on a show and kicking rocks when Vic Fangio got fired?
Yes, he did. Yeah, of course.
Now you said in Cincinnati, right? Well, I don't have a problem if a player feels like. Again, you're talking about feelings.
I said no. I didn't say feelings. I said it depends. Whatever
if they deem the coach is doing messed up stuff, right?
Whatever necessary for the betterment of the team. I didn't say for the person, for the betterment of the team. But go ahead.
Now Vic Fangio, right? His defense, I think this was the most sacks the Dolphins ever had. Yes,
of course. Top 10.
They finished top 10 statistically.
Yeah.
And them guys were pushing back saying the defense didn't work.
Right.
Now who am I supposed to blame for that, Tone?
And that's what I'm telling you. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot put Cincinnati. You know who you blame for that? You tell Javon Hollins, you tell Jalen Ramsey, shut up. Because y'all not putting up on the field. You cannot say. Go ahead.
What are those guys, Tony?
What do you mean?
They're players, right? They're players.
Of course they're players.
That's what I'm putting on. I'm putting on the players.
Right. It's nothing wrong with you putting on the players. I've never said there's nothing wrong with you putting on the players. What I'm saying is you cannot make every situation the same, because if Javon Hollins is kicking rocks, bro, you ain't doing nothing on that field. How you going to tell me how to improve when you're not showing me improvement on the field? You're not putting on. You're not making big plays. You're not making sacks. Have you watched Jamar Chase play football lately?
Absolutely.
Of course. You know what? You remember? Let me give you another opportunity where I say it's different. You remember Adrian Peterson and his offensive coordinator going at it, or was it his head coach at the time? What we said. I like that, because that's a player that put on the field. Yeah, you talk that stuff because you know what you're doing and you putting on the field. And even the coach said I like that. But you can't tell me if that was the backup running back. Bro, shut up. You said it yourself. Treat everyone fair, but not equal, because everyone you can't get equal treatment because it's levels, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 100%. So you can't put everybody in the same situation. No, you just can't.
Okay, cool. So then, right, I'm here to play whatever games y'all want to play. I told you this before. I'll let you get your shit. Well, then I don't want to hear G or anybody else put it. You know, they're allowed to treat Tua Tagovailoa a little different. According to Tony, and now what G has been saying.
Different. Okay, yeah, different.
Now, didn't you just say every player has to be accountable?
No, yeah, different. I thought you were saying something else. Different. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I agree. Go ahead.
Well, then G always says, well, Mike McDaniel always does things because he likes Tua. Because he's going to, according to Tony, he's going to treat Tua different.
I ain't say because you like him, though.
We got a problem? Does anybody got a problem?
Hold on. See, this what you get wrong, misconstrued every time we got in the debate. I didn't say do it because you like the player. I never said that.
I'm just saying
you said that.
For whatever the reason is, Tone. For whatever the reason is.
Not for whatever. You can't just
for whatever the reason.
Oh, yo.
Here you go right here.
Go ahead.
Oh, so he's coddling. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
He's coddling. So that's what he's doing. So we can coddle Jamar Chase.
That's not coddling.
We can coddle A-Chain.
That's not coddling either. See, this is what.
We can't coddle.
Here you go. Now you're going through the name that I'm trying to tell you where you wrong at. That is not coddling when you talk about Jamar Chase. First of all, coddling him would be letting him doing babying him. That would be coddling him. No one babies Jamar Chase. He stepped in there and he spoke up as a man and as a player that's giving his all, that's putting on the field. He's been putting on since his rookie season. So yes, he have a right to speak up. Yo, listen, this is what I think. Hold on. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are on record saying the play Mike McDaniel called, we went in the huddle and say, hey, listen, we know what he called, but if they do this right here, we're going to play backyard football. Now, so players with certain stature, right? And they have, listen, you could do whatever you want, long as it's for the betterment of the team. What I'm saying, I wasn't disappointed in you as telling G not to put it all on Tua and blame it, right? I was disappointed in you about saying basically like you can't blame him from them. You can blame him for every player on the team because he's supposed to be the bona fide leader. Because let me give you another example. You know why? Because guess what? I bet you this. If Brian Flores and Tua didn't have that big riff and they didn't get along, Brian Flores would have still been his coach. They would have got through everything. It's because the most important player and who they spent the most draft capital on, right? That's the guy that you can't get along with. You cannot have a team when the head coach and a quarterback is dysfunctional. That's not a recipe for success. So what I'm telling you is, yes, because the quarterback has that type of power, especially when you're one of them guys. The problem with Tua is he's not one of them guys, right? And then his leadership tactics is just, it's like soft. It's like you can't talk to people like that way. What do you mean you can't talk to people that way? Yes, you can. You know what the people that don't want to be talked to like that way? Speak up like a man. Say, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but you don't talk to me like that. You can tell me and correct me, but fix your mouth. I respect somebody pushing back instead of somebody, you can't talk to people like that. He talked to me so bad. So what? Make him respect you. That's my issue with Tua, right? You got to be the leader of this team. Even in your failures, you still have to have the right mindset. You still have to put people in position to do better. And you put people in position to call you out. People walk on eggshell when it comes to calling Tua out. You said it all the time. Do you think that these players are Tyreek is speaking for the players?
1,000%.
Why is that? Because Tyreek has the cachet, right?
1,000%.
He can say what he wants. But
Absolutely.
the rest of the players, they can't. Why? Because they know, man, if you go against Tua, most likely than not, you out the building. And I don't need a quarterback that's moving around like that, especially a one that's not putting on. You get what I'm saying? Coach, all the quarterbacks, even Tyreek said it himself because he complained about Tua being mad and in his feelings. He was like, man, come on. Me and Patrick Mahomes, we back talking, getting back to business. You can't let personal feelings affect business. Are you crazy? I don't care if I'm pissed. We can have an argument. Lou, you know what? Me and you a prime example. Remember me and you got into it in that space?
Yeah, absolutely.
We came here and ran the show 15 minutes later.
1,000%.
15 minutes later, we ran the show. Differences apart. Listen, why? At the end of the day, said something you ain't like. You didn't say, hey, man, Tony. No, you stepped to me like a man. Hey, yo, Tony, you know I respect. But you know what you said.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Right. And I said, I can't do nothing but respect that. Because if it was me on the other side, and you said something to me, and I told you, hey, yo, listen, I don't know who you talking to. You know, respect. But don't you watch your mouth when you talk to me. I expect you to do the same thing. You know what? You're right. My bad, right?
Absolutely.
But that's earning your respect. Not, hey, Lou, man, I don't know if I could. Imagine if I came in here and say, you know what? I don't know if I could work with Lou no more on the show, man. That nigga, you see what I'm saying? He be talking all crazy. And I just can't work with an individual like that. That's solved.
Right.
You can't work with nothing like that. And when you have that at a quarterback, you can blame him for everything. Now, I'm not going to say he's the only. Now, you're right about he's not the only one. But to say that you can't blame him for everything, yes, you can. Because he's supposed to be the leader.
Again, blame him for everything. That's fine. Right? Cool. All I'm saying is, right, then, you know what? You've done a good job, Tony, of convincing me of now I've officially got my answer of why this team is soft.
Your thing.
It's because, to y'all's point, it's all Tua's fault. Right? But this is where, if those guys can't tell Tua that or won't, because I get what you're saying, they can't tell him nothing. I don't think Tua has the ability to get all 52 men fired. If he does, he would have the most power the NFL has ever seen.
Right.
So if I'm in that locker room, and again, this is where now, Tone, I've heard you say this, Lou, you might think different. And again, I agree with y'all. Maybe I think different. If I'm in that locker room, whether they cut me, get rid of me, again, I'm going to get, for me, then I guess I'm going to be willing to take that chance.
Right.
But I'm going to make it known that this dude's a fraud. He's phony. I don't believe in him. We can't win, whatever it is. And I'm going to get as many people in that locker room to get behind me, right? Because what you're talking about, I agree. Tua should be the leader. I agree. But if we know, if as a collective, right? You like what I did there? The collective? As the collective in the room, if we know the leader they are telling us is supposed to be the leader, if we all know he's not a leader, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to step up. I'm going to be the leader. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get, this dude, we're going to alienate this dude. Right? We're going to get, however we have to do it, we're going to get him out of here. Right? None of those people are doing it neither. It's like they're conforming. They're comfortable. Right? At some point, somebody has to take charge, dog.
Facts.
Somebody. So what are you telling me? So we can't do nothing until Tua's out the building?
What I'm saying
Nobody can do nothing. They can't say nothing. We're all walking on eggshells. Stop, bro. It can't. But all I'm saying is, Tone, I agree with you. I'm saying, when is it enough is enough then? I'm saying walk in that bitch tomorrow or when training camp starts, walk in there and be like, bro, look, what are we doing here? Dude gets away with everything. No one says nothing. He plays like trash. We call him out in meetings. He still does the same thing. They got to start saying things. Or none of this shit, the culture, nothing's changing, bro. If no one says nothing, is all I'm saying. I'm conceding the argument to you. Blame Tua. Cool. But then now that we already know Tua's not it, right? Who's going to step to the plate now? Is all I'm saying. And if you're telling me just wait till Tua, okay, cool. Then I'm going to come on this show and I'm going to come, let's just talk about whatever. What are we going to talk about?
So what I'm saying is, right, and I'm glad you said that. You know why I'm glad you said that? Because you see how you have to fix that kind of problem. If your quarterback was the leader, had that mindset, we wouldn't even have to worry about none of that
1,000%.
stuff we were talking about. We wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, tell me, is it easier, right, to follow your quarterback, let your quarterback lead, and that's whatever direction he goes, y'all go. And if you have some type of pushback, right, you understand you have a quarterback that know what leadership is and knows that that's what type of players you need in the locker room, right? 100%. To get to the point. Because Tom Brady, dog out fights with Mike Vrabel and the guys, right? It's all out there. They got the reports, right? Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek already told you, him and Patrick Mahomes will go at it all the time, right? But they'll be back handling the business, right? The problem with Tua is he don't want you. Listen, you remember that interacting with Armstead? Teron Armstead is a he's not a disrespectful individual. Even he was kind of tentative of what and how he was going to talk to Tua. Remember, Tua was like, no, say what you want to say, brother. You remember? You don't have to hold back, brother. Why did you think initially he thought he had to hold back? Because he know what the narrative is and what the thing. If you can't, you got to talk to Tua a certain type of way, or it's going to create friction. And that boy got rid of a coach. Now you, on the other hand, Lewis, is one of those players that say, listen, I don't care what no one is doing. I'm willing to take that, right? Guess what? There are a couple of players that was willing to take that, and they out the building, right?
Right.
And they're also, right? And there's also players. I would prefer we had a whole bunch of people like that in the locker room, Lou. Unfortunately, it's very rare for you to have 53 players that are dogs. It's not. You're not going to have 53 dogs. You don't, right? You just need enough. But what I'm saying is, unfortunately for us, we don't have those type of players in here that'll step up the tour. And then the ones that do, right, you're running a risk of contract, losing out on money, right? I think there's some players in this locker room that can't afford that.
If I'm one of them,
go ahead.
Everybody's going to get a contract. Right?
Not if you get them. Not if you get them out the building. Some people are disposable. Some people they don't mind cutting ties with you.
All the people that we think that have left because if you think every player that has left is because I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
If people think that the players that have left this building is because of Tua Tagovailoa, right? Then cool, y'all got the argument. What I'm saying is, bro, you're gonna get a job. Unless you're 47 years old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get a job somewhere. It might
Not
not be what
not
you
if
get
you're
in
not one
Miami.
of the ones though, Lou. You know what I'm saying?
But
Sometimes-
Baton, look at the example you give me. Teron Armstead didn't he fell on eggshells?
No.
He's
Yes,
one of the ones.
Hold on, right? But because what I said, that's why I prefaced that by saying he's very respectable. He was
Right.
just doing that out of respect of
Jalen Ramsey ain't one of the ones. We know Jalen Ramsey could be disrespectful.
Yeah, you know he can. Yes, he can.
He ain't one of the ones.
He was one of the ones you said.
We know Tyreek Hill can be disrespectful. He ain't one of the ones.
Hey, the two you name is the two that we know is not going to be here for too much longer.
Cool, but they've been here again, bro. This is what I'm saying, right?
They've been here for how long?
We can say that now. Tyreek, after 4 years, he's gonna be gone. It's 4 years.
Right, but this what I'm
Say
saying.
something in 4 years, dog. If you feel like that.
But Tyreek has said something, so
When?
we can't.
Not like
he went on
not like
shows
what we
calling them
doing.
out.
Not like what we doing. Because this, no, hold on, Tony. Let me try to make the point. What we
Go
doing
ahead.
is changing the culture.
Yeah.
What we doing, how we talking, how we see it. We changing the culture. What has Tyreek done? Tell me what he's done. Like what has he said about Tua Tagovailoa that has been so controversial, or like he's called him out? Oh well, Tua really don't talk to me like that. Really, that's calling him out.
Technically, right? Because technically,
It's soft.
yeah. You know why?
It's
Because
walking around. It's what you said. You're walking around eggshells.
but I
No,
right.
forget the eggshells, dog. You trying to change the culture, Tone.
That's what
Call
I'm
them
saying.
out. If y'all
Right.
saying it, call them
Right.
out.
That's what I'm saying, right, Lou? That you are saying the right thing, but you just going at the wrong mindset. Because listen, when you have a quarterback that's sensitive like that, you get what I'm saying? With Tyreek, a dude that has cliche, that cliche, right? And he went out and said, "Bro, I wasn't expecting. I can't remember. He said I can't work like that. That you're not talking to me for days at a time."
Mhm.
You can't work with a quarterback like that. Now, he
I
said
agree.
something, and that's not a good position to be in. So just imagine the rest of the players that don't have that type of cliche, right? Cachet, I'm sorry, and don't get paid like him. Tyreek is a dynamic player. He was voted #1. Everyone don't have them type of credentials to be able to at least call them out and say, "I'm gonna call you out. You might not like it." But then look at Tyreek. He like, man, I got to depend on him to throw me the passes. I got, what I'm saying? He's my quarterback. He's trying to teach him how to be a quarterback. He's trying to teach him how to be a leader of men, not just lead the people that only agree with how you move and how you see things. You have to be able, you know how many times I've worked with people that I can't stand the way they are. I can't stand how they move. I can't stand how they talk. But when it comes to get the job done, respectfully, I don't think it's another one better in this world that get a job done working with people that you don't like and you don't care about. I've had bosses that I don't care, that didn't care about me, that try to fire me day in and day out. But I'm so good at what I do, I don't care. I'm still going to say what I'm going to say because you are not going to find a mistake. You get what I'm saying? Find a mistake, then you tell me to shut up. You get what I'm saying? But when you come to the team, the players that we have on our team, think about this. If you see Tyreek saying that, we know players talk. It's a locker room, Lou. How many, just like you say, Tyreek talked for the other players? You don't think he let the players know? Man, this dude ain't even talk to me, dog. We had one argument. He's sensitive. You get what I'm saying? You know that's the type of stuff that's going around in the locker room. That's why he was willing to say it out there on a public platform. And you got
1,000%.
your leader like that. All I'm saying is, right, I don't agree with him being the sole problem of the culture, but I do say you could blame him for everyone else, because if you were different, then everyone else have to fall in line. It's
And
not a question.
1,000%.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's my only different pushback.
And this is what I'm saying. I'm conceding. Waving the white flag. Here you go. Look. Here you go. I'm waving the white flag. If you think all I'm hearing is how weak Tua Tagovailoa is, all right, cool. If you think I'm in the locker room, we got Tua, we got myself, we got 51 other men.
Yeah.
If you think I'm looking to the right at the 51 other men, I'm going to now look to the left and see Tua, and I'm going to tell those 51 men behind me, this ain't whooping my ass. I don't know about y'all. Are y'all listening to yourself? Hey. This ain't whooping my ass. Like, what are y'all talking about? Somebody has to stop it, Tone. I mean, what are we talking about?
I get that for you.
Nah, bro, enough. If y'all are telling me that this is what it is, one man is gonna whoop. It's like one gorilla, 100 dudes. You telling me Tua's taking over the locker room? Ain't nobody can say nothing. Man, y'all lost y'all's mind. And now I'm really gonna turn up. How the hell you gonna tell me we gotta walk around eggshells if y'all telling me this is what it is? Nah, somebody go in there and tighten them up.
Lewis, how you expect him to do that when his former head coach, he was part of the reason why they were willing to move on it. Of course, they're going to work on eggshells. Now, you are going to, listen, I'm telling you, you are going to have, he said, we can't see your board. First of all, look, she said, is my board, let me see if your board, I can't see it. Bring it, put it on the camera. Put it closer. Oh, it's 1-1 going into the third.
See it if I put it too close because like the.
Oh, it's 1-1. We got it's 1-1 going to the third. I don't agree with that. I think I'm up 2-0, but I'm gonna let you do your thing.
And that's what I'm saying. 2-0. Just what we doing here.
Hey,
what
I'm trying to say is right. This is what I'm trying to say is the dude went into it with his coach. It's one of the biggest narratives around this team and the relationship with the head coach. And they chose the quarterback over him. So what I'm telling you is, Lewis, realistically speaking, bro, you can't expect players outside of Tyreek, maybe a Jalen Ramsey, to step up and mention things about Tua without thinking that there's a potential that the job could be on the line. And all I'm saying is, if you want to hand out the blunt of the blame, it has to go to Tua. It has to. Because if he didn't create this type of atmosphere when it comes around, when it revolves around him, then we wouldn't have to. Hold on, let me see something. You got another poll in the chat, or let me see the results. Hold on. Oh, who to blame? Okay, yeah. Oh, dang.
You know they're going to go with you because you take.
No. This is just. Hold on. I ain't.
That's what it is.
No. It ain't even about us two. But listen, what I'm saying is, when you go into you have the quarterback, which is supposed to be the unquestionable leader. Don't question that. Your quarterback is your leader, right?
1,000%.
And then you see history of how this team has handled people or individuals that had pushed back against him. I understand. I look at it from the standpoint, this is why we don't need a leader like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to critiquing him about his game, that's the whole complete different story, right? We could leave that for somewhere else because we could be objective on that. But when it comes to what type of leader you want, what type of person you want to follow or to lead your team, at this point, I don't know about it. It's basically opinionated, right? Because it depends on what type of team you want. So there's really no right or wrong answer. But what I'm saying is the fact that we want to fail to mention that, listen, as long as Tua acting the way he is, I don't expect players who aren't as established as the Tyreek and the Jalen Ramseys to say something. Listen, you want to know who I give kudos? The one you gave kudos to, Jordan Brooks. He spoke his mind.
Right.
He spoke his mind. Now, he didn't single out Tua. Right?
Right.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Right.
And I'm quite sure you're going to agree with this, bro. If instead of Jordan Brooks, that's Tua coming in, tough nose, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Even with all the concussions and doing all the years. If that's Tua, not only calling himself out, like I don't care, there's no excuse for what we're doing.
Then
right?
we soft.
We soft. We have to do something with me. I'm the leader of this team. It starts with me. When you take that more, that would mean way more than a Jordan Brooks in the locker room?
I would say yes, but you got to answer one question for me.
Go ahead.
Is this Tua walking in saying this from day one, or is this Tua coming into this season and saying it?
From day one.
Last season?
From day one. It has to be from day one.
From day one, then again, from day one, the answer would be yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
But if Tua said it last year, like Jordan Brooks said it, just coming in, right?
Yeah.
And we get it. But if Tua would have said it last year, what did we talk about on Wednesday? When you and Jess, went back. Y'all had a great show before I got there.
You can't flip flop from the soft mouth and then
Mike McDaniel can't do it, right?
Yeah,
Mike McDaniel coming in playing the happy-go-lucky and now switching it up. We all agree that can't work.
No.
If Tua starts doing that now, it goes out the window. It's not organic.
And I 100% respect that one. I'll agree to you.
So
with you
that's
on that
why
one.
I asked you from day one or now.
Yes, day one, because you're right. If you come in here, that don't mean nothing.
It would be fake.
You have to walk in because for him to say it now, last season, I'm be like, excuse me, who? Did you take accountability for that fumble you lost in Kansas City?
Back.
Did you take accountability for that safety you gave up in Arizona? Did you take accountability for you failing to slide and stay out of harm's way after you came out and told everyone you was going to do that? Sir, you can't come out here and tell me nothing, my brother. And this is what I'm saying, right? How I initially started off with why you could put everything on Tua. It's just not him. But you can say Tyreek is in his building and acting a fool because of Tua. You can say Mike McDaniel is being Listen, let me tell you something. You know what? When Tyreek was over there yelling at Mike McDaniel on the sideline, there wasn't a single soul. At least put them to the side afterwards and said, "Hey, Reek, we can't have that, bro. You're going to have to chill." You get what I'm saying? You remember when Tyreek failed to go back into the game at the end of the season last year?
He didn't say nothing. No one
Waddle
said
said, "Hey, Reek, you done?" All right. Went back to the safe. Went back into the huddle. I'm sorry. I would have wanted to see Waddle after he done, go talk to Reek. "Hey, Reek, I understand frustration and all that, but bro, you got to keep it professional. You fighting for us, not them. Mm-hmm. We on the field with you, not them. I get it, respect, but we got to set the culture. Don't let them set the culture. You show them, and then we'll handle that. We got your back in the locker room, but out here, you fighting for us. You understand
1,000%.
me? I would have rather him, but we don't have no one doing that. And the main person who's supposed to did that, right? You know what?
He wasn't playing.
Again, Tua should have went and stepped to him, though. You on the sideline. "Hey, Reek, listen, bro. I need you on the field. You the leader now. I can't be out there with this. So, listen, give me your jersey, give me your helmet, and I'll go out there for you. But I need you out there, and then afterward, we'll handle this." And then now you got the locker room behind you. Now coaches, GMs, and everybody have to listen to everything we say because that's what me and you do agree upon. That's the players setting the culture. Coach, we ain't even letting you get away with this.
Now, this is where, right? I'm gonna say, if Tua does do that last year and walks up to Tyreek, right, and they're talking, even if it's animated or whatever, shit don't matter because it's Tua talking about Loa, and everybody knows they don't respect him. I'm gonna use your guy that you initially started with, Jalen Waddle. For me, and again, we should start putting ourselves in these positions, right?
Right.
We're going to talk about it like how we would. If I'm on that sideline tone last year and I see Tua walk up to Tyreek, talking, having a conversation, animate, whatever it is, it don't hit me. When I hear Waddle, "Yo, Reek, you done?" If I'm on that sideline, I'm not even asking Waddle to go and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I want Waddle to walk from where he said, "Reek, you done?"
Mm-hmm.
to the bench,
yoke
him up,
take
him on the field. That conversation you told, "Hey, dog, hey, I get whatever you're going through, I get it, but you out here right now, you fighting with us."
Yeah.
That conversation is being had while I'm taking his motherfucking ass to the side, to the field. That's what's going to motivate me. That's changing the culture. Going over there and trying to have a conversation. Bro, that's what it is. It's all these conversations are being had. But no one respects anybody that's having the conversation. If me and you, Tone, didn't have the level of respect we have for each other, right? Then these arguments and disagreements and shit like that, it would get overblown. Right? It will never do that because we have an understanding. There's a mutual respect. Oh, hey, shit, damn. Tony's mad. He's upset.
Yeah.
Not gonna. It's a level of respect, right? In those conversations. But if I didn't respect you, Tony, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even respect you, and we were having a conversation.
We want one in out the other. Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, it's not registered.
Bro, they've been having conversations for 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Enough with the conversation. Sometimes you might have to put hands on somebody. Sometimes you might have to, again, we're talking about creating
you said hands, Jeff, like, oh, wait a minute.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sometimes you have to reach out and you might have to touch someone. Right? You got to make a presence. Somebody, anybody. Again, I've conceded. Tua is the problem. We all know. Get him out of here. He's the problem. Who's going to be the solver, though? Because we already know it's not Tua. And are we waiting for Tua to solve the problem? From what everybody's telling me, he can't solve it. Okay,
Tua
cool.
Oh.
Well, then what's next? Who's next is what I'm saying. Wouldn't you like, Tone? Again, wouldn't you like if we're getting rid of Tua, right? Whatever quarterback's coming in here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want, especially if it's a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback, or whatever, right? Wouldn't you want the culture to already kind of be established a little bit?
Facts.
You wouldn't want a rookie quarterback walking into this culture.
No, but I would take a Jaden Daniels to come in here and change the culture. Like,
right.
I am the culture. I wouldn't mind that, but I would prefer what you said, how it is already established.
I'm saying no, but he can change the culture when he gets here. What I'm saying is though.
Yeah, I would agree with how you want it. It should be already.
What we had now.
Yes.
That's what all I'm saying, bro. Somebody, and I know it. Yeah, reach out and touch someone is insane. If you take it, bro, I'm trying to be serious here. Now, somebody needs to reach out and touch somebody for real.
Put hands on people. Yeah.
Put some hands on somebody. Listen, we were in Twitter space yesterday, right? We heard 2 people talking about putting their hands on each other. Well, actually, one person. One person said, "Put your hands on me."
Yeah.
Am I lying?
That's a fact.
That's all I'm saying. Sometimes it's needed, right? Now cooler heads prevailed, right? We seen the day cooler heads prevailed. But yesterday, what was said was, "I'm gonna put my hands on you when I see you."
Yeah.
Guess what happened? It changed the culture. It changed the temperature, right? And now we back to normal. That's all I'm saying, dog. Sometimes you gotta.
I get it. So you know the thing about it is, dog. I'm just saying, if you have like we got Lou, this is your fault for this doggone this title today. Because when you came and dropped that bomb, about Bradley Chubb, talk about we lied to people.
Right.
I was thinking about that the whole time, right? Oh no, we was lying about the culture last year, bro. If you have, first of all, that's what I'm saying. You want other people to stand up. We see what happened when you rely on other people to stand up. There isn't too many Ray Lewis's of the world. There aren't. There isn't too many Ed Reeds of the world. There aren't. That's why, for the most part, you need your quarterback to be that leader. Your quarterback should not accept anything less than this. This is the direction we're going, and this is how everyone got to follow. I don't care what he said it himself. If you're not willing to get on the board, what? There's the door. You remember that? Mm-hmm. The problem is you're too weak-minded. You're not respected by the players who you're supposed to have the respect from, right? Because you know what, Lou? I'm gonna use your code against you. You always say that. You can lie to everyone outside, but you can't lie to them players in locker rooms.
Facts.
You can't lie to them. You can tell us, oh, they could get the stuff and they could do this. Do they respect that? You know why? And this is where, if you put on a field, right, and on the court, like if you don't fold for the most part, like everybody, quarterbacks have bad games. I get that, but it can't be the bad outweigh the good. And then you're gonna walk around and you're not reliable, you're not healthy, and when you are here, it's still not next level. This is why, right? I will always, because we have one that have been just as injured, right? When it comes to games missed. Joe Burrow. The difference between when Joe Burrow and Tua is when that boy's healthy, he's putting on.
Right.
He's balling.
Right.
He's their man, he's spec. So those guys are like, we need you here because we saw you. You took us to the promised land. Now, we didn't get the victory, but we took us to the promised land. I need you to stay healthy, right? He showed us that he's the bona fide leader. They came out with the contract. He said, y'all need both of them paid. They both got paid. You get what I'm saying? Because you respect. Those players are going to respect everything that you say. If we had Tua doing that, that would mean so much. That's why I agree with you. Like, he had to do that walking in the building.
Yeah.
Like, you had the opportunity. You know how big the legend of Tua would have been if he stared Brian Flores in the face and said, "Oh, you don't think I'm good enough? I'm gonna show you." Hey, coach, no. I need him on this team. Don't give him the easy way out, right? Don't give him the easy way out and get him off the team. Now I need him here when I want to see this up close and personal. I got a point to prove to you. I guarantee you, Brian Flores would have respected that.
1,000%.
I guarantee you that. You can't tell me he wasn't, right? And that's what I'm saying. That would have been like he would have everyone in the fan, not split and divided, right? He would have everyone in his fan base at least say, "Hey, listen, you can't tell me that you at least don't give that man respect for what he went through and the way he looked at and stared down and said, oh, I'm gonna take that head on. Yeah, me and you, let's lace your boots up." He should have told him, "Close the door behind you. We're gonna figure this out and then get back on the field." You understand me? That's mindset. I'm sorry. And for everyone that thinks and be like, "Oh, Tua, this, and that," or whoever feel like, he can stand up for himself, that is cool, right? But let me explain something to y'all, because when everything is going good, right? You remember they were dancing, they were practicing. It was all up. You remember when we first seen them on Hard Knocks and Sean practicing the touchdown dances? We was all on board, weren't we? Because we were winning. Right. We was winning. Right. Ain't had no problem. Not a soul had a problem with that. Me, myself included. I ain't hear one person say, "Hey, I don't need them dancing," right? Right, because they were putting on, they was winning. The minute they start losing, "Hey, what y'all doing? We don't need y'all practicing no dance moves." It was over. No. Y'all not scoring touchdowns. Why you practicing something you ain't getting in? How many times? When the last time y'all got in the end zone? You practicing that for? No, practice execution. You understand me? So I'm not looking at it. You know the mistake we made before, because we are fans at heart. For all the ones that want to call flip-floppers and y'all gave up on the team, the problem with y'all is y'all don't understand we're fans at heart. So we're going to wish and hope the best for our team initially, right? And that's why the Ooch was loose last year or the year before, right? And things was going well. But what we got to stop doing is being fooled and say, "I'm not judging y'all based on when things are going well. Let me see how y'all respond when the things go bad, when things go off the rails." You get what I'm saying? Now let me see how you respond. Now let me see how you respond to criticism. Now, are you going to say, "Oh, he could have done better"? No. I'm sorry. What they need to do is learn. Mike McDaniel's said adversity is opportunity. He always say this. But how come when adversity come, you miss out on your opportunity? Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. From now on, let me get the actions. I don't care. When they doing good, I know we gonna give them the credit that they deserve. But I'm still gonna say that. I don't mean nothing. Let's wait till adversity hit. Let's see how they respond. That's what we need to do. Because I don't think we've been stuck with. I ain't gonna say stuck with Tua. Well, we are stuck with Tua. I don't think we've been stuck with it if they looked at it from, like, everyone was looking at it from, man, he gave you this one season. He earned that. I was looking at it for, man, when the going got tough, that guy that y'all talking about, them 4,600 yards, tell me how many of them yards came in the games when the going got tough. Then we gonna evaluate you from those standards. That's why I would say, fifth option. You ain't showed me enough. And I think we all should adapt to that type of mindset and get out of, and I'm not telling people how to fan, but get out of that fandom and just always hoping and wanting what's best, to where you're ignoring the things that need to be approved upon, the things that need to be addressed so they can approve upon them. You can't approve of things that everybody say, "Yeah, he good. He good. He made a mistake, but he gonna do better." No one is improving that way. You learn this from a child. When you chastise the child when he's younger. Hey, no, that's not acceptable. Don't you do that again. This is how you run that. If you be like, "Oh, it's okay, he just made a mistake, he's not gonna do it again," that's a lie. He's gonna go do it again, because you didn't make it known to him that was a no-no, basically how you would talk to a child. And that wasn't acceptable because you can't move like that. And you have to be firm in those type of discussions because they see that, they understand, they learning this. So what makes you think it's any different when you get older as an adult? That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I would still say you said it, and I'm agreeing with it. I just felt like I think you can't blame him for everything else around because if he started as the leader and a bona fide leader, and we wouldn't have this culture issue. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
1,000% though. I said that and I got killed. When was it? Months ago. I didn't tell you. I told G give Tua the majority of the blame. What I don't like is when we try to again exclude other people. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is Tua is the majority. He's the. How many times has y'all heard me say he's the biggest problem we have? He's not the only problem though. He's not. When I used to say I wanted to get rid of Tua, I also said I wanted Christian Wilkins gone. I said I wanted Javon Holland gone. I want Jalen Phillips gone. Those are problems.
Yeah.
And just because, again, y'all might like them. They might have went to your college. They might have, whatever. They can wear your favorite number. I don't know what it is. All I'm saying is call everybody out. There's multiple problems. There's levels. We always say it. Tone, I hear you say it all the time. There's levels to everything.
There's levels, yeah.
Tua's the top level. No debate. But don't tell me there's no other levels under Tua. It's just Tua and that's it. Nah, bro, nah. I'm sorry. Nah, that ain't it. Don't tell me it's just one level. This ain't a single-story house, dog. There's multiple floors. This is like a building. This is a complex.
There's multiple levels, but Tua is the architect of it. So you just say.
And again, I'm not debating that. He's the architect. He built the structure, right? But as he was building, there's some faulty foundation somewhere. There's some sheetrock that's not put up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, dog. Like, let's call a spade a spade. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. I just looked up. Goodness gracious, it's an hour and 2 minutes. I told you we might not make it to the. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So yeah, I said might in the beginning, and you tried to say, "Oh, why you said it like that?" Because
I said might. You said maybe. I say no. You said there are multiple topics we gonna discuss, and I said you should have said might to discuss. I don't know if you make it to the second topic.
You might not get to
because I'm sorry. At the end of the day, and I know people they run for these type of topics and not understand. Like people are going to talk about Tua all the time. It's Lewis says it all the time. It's going to always go back to the quarterback. This is what the NFL is. It's now if we were, I guarantee you, Lou, and I'll point this out, right? I guarantee you, every time we talk about Tua, it's saying how great he is and how amazing he is. No one will ever get tired of us saying that. They would never get tired of us talking about him. But when you start holding people accountable and hold them to a standard, it's, oh, no, he didn't do this. And why you blaming him for that? And no, you can't say that. He's doing his best. And there's other people involved. I get it. There are other people involved. But there's a great saying that says, heavy is the head that wear the crown.
Facts.
Unfortunately, Tua came out and said it out of his own mouth and said, I am the highest paid player in the building. All the responsibility falls on me now. I have great responsibility above all everyone else. So miss me with the calling him, miss me with the, oh, you can't blame him for everything. Yes, I can. Because he's getting paid the money for us to blame him for every single thing that happened in this building, unless he was doing everything the right way. Right? If you're not doing everything the right way, hey, listen, that man did all he could with that man. Now, you can't make, another saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
That's a fact.
Tua, all I'm asking you to lead us to the water, my brother. Don't go over there and be like, man, you know the water over there. You go take care of your business. No, I don't need that. I need you to do your part. You saw what you said, Lou? I ain't going to yank you up like Lou said. Lou always wanted a physical altercation. He want to fight people. He want violence, right? Everybody said I'm the violent one. But what I am going to do, is, hey, my brother, come take this walk with me. Yeah, I'm going to need you to, no, I ain't, listen. I need you to take this walk with me. Because either you're going to take this walk with me or we're not going to have no respect from here on forward because this is important. These are the type of leaders I need. No, I need you to know this has to happen or we're not getting past this.
See, I don't like what you did right there. You profiled me, right? That's what you did. You profiled me. I just want to let everybody in the chat know. See, Tony, in front of everybody, Tony's going to walk up to that person and say, hey, I need you to take a walk with me. But when they get around that corner, you see what I'm saying? Look at them laughing. You see what I'm saying? Hey, that's all I'm saying. See, I'm just more direct. I'm just going to yoke you up.
Allegedly.
Tony's going to come, hey, dog, can we take this walk? But once they get around that building, now.
Hey, hold on. But listen, know what? See, you try to call me out, right?
Look, is that not
but they'll respect
information?
it more, though. But they'll respect it more. Look. See, I like, listen, would it be high? Would it be behind closed doors? And you know, listen, we gonna talk like, listen, everyone know, man to man, Louis going, when we say, let's step outside, we gonna talk like men, we know what that means.
That's a fact.
That's gonna be some hand and feet put on someone. We understand that. But hey, as a man, you know that, but hey, in front of you, hey, listen, man, let's take this walk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to take this walk.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we can go ahead and handle this business.
I don't know about this. I'm on the loose side. Are we even gonna start?
Hey, no, I don't appreciate you calling me out on that.
Because I never taken no walk with nobody when I go on spaces. Let's just start it out from the beginning. That's all.
See, that's the problem. See what I'm saying? That's right. That's the problem. People gonna see, Lou gonna tell people I'm gonna bust your head first quarter, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I already know it now." I ain't bust. I'm gonna be like, "Man, come take this walk with me, man. You know, let me holler at you over here." See, cause you know what, Lou, and you can attest to this too. Now, when you get when in the crowd, everyone big dog.
Right
now, you get them. Let's go walk in these woods. There's no one around but me and you.
Facts.
Everybody got so much patience and sense. Now you're not hostile. Not everything don't offend you. Now every word that I say is not disrespectful anymore. Now we can have a reasonable conversation. You understand? That's why. Come on, take this walk. Let's go ahead. Let's take. You know what I'm saying? See, sometimes when I take this walk, it ain't the talk. My mind already made up.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
It's already made up. We not talking for real. You understand? But I would listen. I don't say this. Let's get back to football because Luna called, brother. I don't really appreciate that.
You jabbed at me first.
I just said, but it's all out there. You just now drag them, Tone. We gonna have that that's you. We gonna have that conversation while I'm dragging them to the field. I'm like, God, bro, we can have because
wait, Tony. So just to ask, you know,
oh, here she goes.
Did you go on a walk when you were on that space last Friday, or did you start?
I plead the fifth.
I just asking.
Hey, yo, hold on. Hey, at the end of the show, the revolver supposed to be pointed toward Lou. What we doing? Oh, you get one shirt. Talk about these one. You can't elaborate. And now all of a sudden, oh Lord. Hey, you know what, Lou? You know what? Maybe I'm gonna get a little bit light skinned. I'm gonna get a bigger chain, and I'm gonna stay on camera for Lou. Get on camera, and I see different now.
That's crazy.
Yo, you see the revolver, bro? Man, that's crazy.
That's
crazy. I'm gonna say I plead the fifth, and I don't know what you're talking about. That's basically how I'm gonna go. But listen, man, we are 1 hour and 9 minutes in. I told you I was going down. Listen, I'm sweating. Y'all know. Hey, what I told you, Lou, I say, man, let me put this up. I ain't got no notes. I don't need no notes for this show. There's no notes.
Top of the head, man.
Because you know what? And think about it. I just thought about it. That's mindset too. There is no studying how to be a dog. There's no studying how to be a leader. There's no study about mindset. You get what I'm saying? You know, and that's the thing. You always said the greatest leader, hey, people just gravitate towards him. You born with that. Mindset is there. You get what I'm saying? I can't coach you. That's what. See, you keep on going back to 2. That's what I'm saying, bro. If he was like that, we wouldn't have these problems. They wouldn't know. Hey, one thing about it, when you go to the Patriots, listen, the Patriots way, I keep on bringing this example up. Go listen to Asante Samuel. Go listen to Darrelle Revis. Go listen to Julian Edelman, and he loves Bill Belichick. Go listen to who else did all of those players. When they went over there, they explained we dealt with that because of Tom Brady.
It was a Brady effect.
They say, bro, it's the Patriots way. It's the Brady way.
Facts.
You know you're going to deal with all that ruggedness because Tom Brady dealt with it. They said this already.
Facts.
They were like, when I saw him go at Tom Brady, the way he went at Tom Brady, we all had to fall in line.
Mm.
This is the, how many of them things they got? 5? They got 5 of them things. They said that. That's what I'm saying. The quarterback is the most important because you have no choice but to fall in line. He did that to him. They were like, well, he just cussed out Tom Brady. Y'all know how practice is gonna be from now on. There better not be a ball that hit the floor for the next couple weeks of practice. These are the stories that come out. You say 6? They got 6 of them things? Oh, they do got 6. Tom Brady got 7. One with all right. The loser Patriot fans say, get it right. Don't cheat us out of a ring. They got. I'm telling you, and you know what? And this one again, we point this out, but people always saying that the loser Patriot fans said it. Bill Belichick said it. He even said it, bro.
Facts.
He said it. The only disagree with me and my brother is, I think it started with Tua. And yes, you can blame him for everything. It's just not, and I will give Lewis credit. We're not gonna say it's only him. No, we're not. All I'm saying is, but if he was putting on it, he was doing what he's doing, having his ducks in a row, all the other that stuff would cease to exist. At least it would be short-lived. Because every problem that was in the Patriots was short-lived. Oh, you got a problem? You don't want to take a pay cut? Slide. Oh, you trying to get big money? Slide. We know they rinse and repeat over there in Patriots. Why? Because the one constant was what? Tom Brady.
That's it.
Once you got one of them guys, I don't care who you bring here. I don't care. Y'all about to fall in line. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? But man, hey, listen. Appreciate y'all. We ain't do this in a while. But listen, I want to appreciate all our subscribers. Go ahead.
Hey, Tone, real quick, because in the theme of the show, right, with Jesse's shirt, if you care to elaborate on that, you said you made a comment earlier of taking something head on. What you mean by that?
I don't know what you talking about. I need to clip. Hey, Lou. Hey, hold on, Lou.
Hey, Jess,
Lou.
You should have hit him with.
What do you mean by that?
You missed your opportunity, Lou. You slacking.
I'm saying I could have swore. Hey, Tone, like I told you. Hey, Jess.
When I said it, Lou, I was like, oh, they ain't nobody pick up on that.
Hey, Jess, see what I'm saying? Now, when Tony keeps it to about 45 seconds to a minute, ain't got no issue. Once Tony gets to the 115, the 2 to 3, the ships are going left, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying,
something crazy about to come out real quick.
I'm supposed to be my brother's keeper, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to hope. Hey, Tony told me, hey, Jess, we got to keep people accountable, right? That's what we're doing here.
Hey, okay. I hear the past set expectation. We set players DJ practice. Oh, see, none of that would be a problem if we was winning and we had all our ducks in a row. But hey, it is what it is, man.
Hey, y'all catching any of these finals?
Like,
I've been watching
the Stanley Cup and the NBA.
I've been watching the Stanley Cup. I don't know about the NBA.
Oh, you've been watching the Stanley Cup? Hey, Jess. Jess, I need you to add. Hey, Tony, you care to elaborate on that?
Hey, man, listen, man. Both teams play hard.
Hey, Jess. Usually we're getting scoreboards. The score. Hey, that's what I thought. Hey, never mind. Hey, let's end the show, man. Y'all good.
Hey, man, it was a good game. That's all I'm gonna say. Amazing game, but hey,
okay,
the way we wanted to. All right, Jess, man, I'm gonna let you end it because I did tell you. You know what I'm saying? We might not get to it, but go ahead. I'm glad you got it's still 1-1, but we're gonna talk about it behind the. Hey, listen, man, it should have been 2-0, but this is only your second week working. We gonna get you right though. We're gonna get you right. We're gonna let you. Hey, one thing about the Blitz pickup. Hey, what we do over here, Lou? We pick sides.
That's a fact.
We pick sides over here.
We're picking sides now.
That's a fact.
Hey, you should have put another one under there that said no one. Then y'all both trash.
We need a bigger board for that.
But I'm gonna let you get up out of here, man. Louis usually do it, but man, go ahead, Jess. Get us up out of here.
No,
man.
it's all right. Let Lou do it. That's his thing.
Oh, so now you don't want
to over his thing.
You don't want to do it? No, go ahead.
You don't want to do it. All you gotta do is say bang bang.
I started and he ended. We leave
the chat gonna end it for him anyways.
Well, y'all
Go
know
ahead.
what it is. Your boy's back in town. Had to make the appearance. Jess with the "Can you elaborate" T-shirt. We might have to make those official.
That's gonna be official. That's
you know what I'm saying? We might have to make those official. Hey, but for Tony, myself, Jess, you already know what it is. It's the Blitz Pickup. We'll be back Monday, 7:30-ish, a little bit later.
Bang.
Bang, bang.